Feeling the love in Florida, Trump picking up all 99 GOP delegates with his overwhelming win.
To win the states that we won and to win by the margins, and especially, look, this is my second home, Florida. To win by that kind of a number is incredible. Record-setting.
Now Donald Trump is setting his sights on locking up the nomination, and if that happens, swing state Florida will be front and center again in the general election this November. And today, Florida Governor Rick Perry made a surprise endorsement just one day after Trump's big win in his state. Governor Rick Scott goes on the record. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We had an exciting election yesterday, and I think it's time that we coalesce and start thinking about winning in November. We've got to win this in November.
And obviously, I know it's Rick Scott and not Rick Perry. I made that mistake. Sorry, Governor. Moving too fast to this. All right, Governor, Florida never disappoints in terms of making an exciting voting place, although it's been too exciting at times. Why did you wait until today to endorse Donald Trump?
Greta, go back to my race in 2010. The party leaders all said, get out of the race. They didn't want me in the race. I was the business person outsider, never having run for office before. I trusted the voters, so I decided to wait until after our primary because I listened to our voters. But I do believe it's time to start thinking about November. We've got to beat Hillary Clinton. We can't have more Barack Obama. Donald Trump is clearly the will of the voters. We need to listen to them, coalesce behind him. We've had a tough primary. We had a lot of great candidates, some from Florida, friends of mine, their governor. But he's either going to end up with enough delegates or being pretty close. We can't let... Think about this, like you were just saying, Greta, if we sit here and say, oh, we're going to let the party leaders take this away from somebody that either has the votes or is close to it, they're not going to show up in November. We can't do that. We've got to listen to the voters. They said in 2010 that if I won the primary, we wouldn't do well here. I won the primary. We did extremely well in our House and our Senate, and we have turned our state around. 1 million jobs, paid off debt. We're becoming the state to compete with for jobs. We're beating Governor Perry.
So how do you intend to help Donald Trump to sort of heal this with this growing rift in the party between the Trump supporters and I don't know what to call it, party elites or the whoever it is that doesn't like him in the Republican Party?
I'm going to talk to everybody I can, just like I talked to my daughters today, and I'm going to say, let's think about what we want. We need to win in November. We need to think about our jobs. We need to think about our future. The only way we're going to do this is if we coalesce now, quit this fighting, quit the Republican violence, and say, let's pick Donald Trump to listen to the voters and get behind him. I'm going to go out there every day I can now and help coalesce Republican voters to win in November.
Would you call for Governor Kasich and Senator Cruz to get out as to facilitate that healing?
You know, Greta, I didn't like people asking me to get out of a race, so I would never do that. But what I will say to Republican voters, let's listen to the voters. Let's tell all the party leaders, let's listen to the voters. We've had all these primaries. They've chosen. They chose a business person. They chose an outsider. They didn't pick an insider. Let's listen to them and follow them.
Would Donald Trump be a good president, in your opinion?
I think he would. I think that he's going to focus on, I think, 3 important things. I think he's going to clearly focus on jobs. Look, Barack Obama is not focused on jobs. We've turned our state around. We're still dealing with the federal government, not turn around the federal, all of our other states. He's going to focus on rebuilding our military. We have to rebuild our military. And I think he'll do a good job of picking justices that understand they're the judiciary, not the legislative branch. Something I've done in my state. I've picked 240 judges that understand the 3 branches of government. Would
you like a role in a Trump administration?
You know what? I like my job now, but I would like a federal government that's easier to work with. The federal government, they try to tell me how to do my job every day. Pretty much every agency is dealing with federal overreach, more rules, more regulation. They don't help me anything. There's no help from them on how to get more jobs in my state, the biggest issue at all.
Governor, thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Have a great night.